the thing which brought me closest to my master was something about responsibility, obedience. He said obedience cannot be a total thing. Obedience must conform to 4 principles of which Lalaji Maharaj spoke. He said, you see how great Lalaji was. He provided for all situations. In Sahaj Marg, there is no automatic rule that you obey everything the master says. I said, under what circumstances are we allowed not to obey? He said, if the order that the master gives you goes against your shastras, your religious tradition, if it goes against your scriptures, if it goes against your own conscience. 3 things. In such cases, you have a right to disobey the master. Of course, I took it with a pinch of salt because at the highest levels of spirituality, even these don't apply. That is my conviction. I am not going beyond what Lalaji Maharaj stipulated. That is applicable only up to a certain level. Like even in civil law, you don't like wars, you refuse to participate in a war. You can say, I will not fight, but you have to take the consequence, you go to jail. So there are situations where obedience is implicit, and if you disobey even at that stage, there is a punishment. But as we say in Tamil, what came up to the head only took the turban. See? So Babuji said, on one occasion he was given an order, and he tried and tried, but he couldn't do it. First day, Lalaji frowned, he came, he said, Ramchandar, 1 day has gone. He said, Your Holiness, I am aware of it. Second day, it was not done. Lalaji Maharaj appeared. Lalaji, Ramchandar, do you know 2 days have passed? He said, Huzur, which means holiness or your greatness. I am aware of it. Third day, he said, you have disobeyed me for 3 days and frowned upon me, you see. Now Babuji used to say, he frowned upon me. I said, what happened? I said, Guru Maharaj, you can give me whatever punishment you desire. That was the highest surrender, Lalaji smiled and said, I knew you would not be able to do this. I will do it myself. On another occasion, he carried out the order. And he had to go hungry because when he reached his destination, he found all the shops, restaurants, everything was closed. Some result of his own work. And he said, look here, I have to go hungry. Though I obeyed his order. So when Guru's order goes against nature's edicts, Guru is of course supreme. He is the ruling authority in the living present. Nature's orders are blind orders. He obeyed, but he had to pay the price, which was a minuscule thing, for which somebody else may have had 30 years in prison. He had to fast 1 day. So, obeying the Master can never be at a loss to ourselves. We gain his approbation, his happiness. He comes smiling before and says, well done. You see, whereas if you don't obey, Sisyphus, down. I remember one occasion when I had to fast for 5 days, in Denmark. He said, Parthasarthi, will you accept what I am going to say? I said, of course, no question of not accepting. He said, I want you to fast tomorrow. I said, for this you are asking so many questions. Done. Next day I fasted. That night he came again. We were sharing the same room. Before going to bed, he tapped me on the shoulder and said, I have to request. I said, Babuji, please don't embarrass me. He said, I want you to be hungry tomorrow also. I said, yes, why not? I have enough on me to support me through days. He smiled. Third day again. Fourth day again, with different words. Fifth day he said, today I am afraid to make this request, but I have to ask you to not eat tomorrow also. I said, Babaji, you can go on asking me not to eat, I won't bother. I am comfortable, I am giving sittings, you have seen. He said, I am telling you, Lalaji says you can drink milk. I said, I don't tolerate milk, so it's no use, you see. He said, all right, you like the orange juice, no? You can have as many as you want. So 5 days I had. And then on the 6th morning, he gave me a sitting. And after about 40 minutes of sitting, he said, today, Lalaji Maharaj has blessed you by raising you to the position of Parishad, which is the penultimate rank in the spiritual hierarchy. Mahaparishad, Parishad. He said this position has been vacant for nobody knows how many years. And I was in a hurry to give it to you because nature may fulfill it from some other source, which I would not have tolerated. So I petitioned Lalaji Maharaj. And he said, he is here, what are you waiting for? So I took up this work. Now suppose you go around, what is the Sahaj Marg, fasting. What is the difference between old religion and Christianity and this? Christianity says fast, Babaji says fast. Hinduism says fast, Babaji says fast. And they say this is a new system, a revolutionary system, a system without do's and don'ts. You understand the foolishness of people who ask silly questions like this. They don't understand that a doctor can forbid two people the same thing. You are having diarrhea, he says, no chilies. Another man is having some other disease which will not tolerate chilies, he says no chilies. But doctor, we have two different diseases. And you are prohibiting the same thing. He is a stupid doctor. Whoever goes, he says no chilies. This is the sort of thinking that the ordinary, average, this is Occidental person brings to his search for spiritual life. Babaji always deplored this. He said, the first etiquette, which is not observed at all by even one person in a million, is to never question the master. You can question and ask, how do you do it? But not, why do you do it? Understand? How, yes. Why, no.
कैसा मुझे वरदान मिला है, कैसा मुझे वरदान मिला है, तुम क्या मिले भगवान मिला है, तेरा मेरा संग रहेगा, मन में सदा तेरा रंग रहेगा, तेरे चरण की मैं दासी रे दासी, जीवन डोर तुम ही संग बांधी, जीवन डोर तुम ही संग बांधी, क्या तोड़ेंगे इस बंधन को, क्या तोड़ेंगे इस बंधन को, जग के तूफान धीरे आंधी, जीवन डोर तुम ही संग बांधी, जीवन डोर तुम ही संग। कैसा मुझे वरदान मिला है, रहेगा तेरे चरण की मैं दासी रे दासी जीवन डोर तुम ही संग बांधी जीवन डोर तुम ही संग बांधी क्या तोड़ेंगे इस बंधन को क्या तोड़ेंगे इस बंधन को जग के तूफान भी रे आंधी जीवन डोर तुम ही संग बांधी जीवन